Good morning.
Good morning, Abigail.
How are you?
I forgot my glasses. I can't see anything.
Okay. You don't need to be able
good morning.
to see.
I don't need to be able to see.
Yeah.
But I also didn't put on makeup, and I usually use my glasses to kind of mask that fact. But
there's a song by SZA. And it's called Blind. And basically she's talking about like, you know, when like you're like purposely ignoring something that you know probably isn't good. And you're just like, can't see. I don't know. La 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 la. That's kind of what that song's about.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme where it's like a billionaire and his wife comes home with all her shopping bags and she walks in and he's cheating and she's like, la 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 la, la.
Right.
like I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Do what you're gonna do, boo.
She goes, I can't see. I'm blind. Yeah, that's how it goes. There's another song I want to sing. You do
that. I'm gonna go get my glasses.
Seriously?
Well, you go get crystals and everything else while we're on there. I can certainly go get glasses.
Okay.
Be right back.
Oh, Brittany said, did you see SZA was a bug? I saw that, and that was iconic. It truly was. It really, really was. You're getting distracted, girl. Sorry. Anyways, there's another song that I want to sing. We're going to be talking about Girls' Night Out. This is a topic that Miss Jennifer herself picked. Girls' Night Out. So I actually don't know what she has in store. But to bring us in, and I didn't even want to play it on our station or on the show today. I wanted to sing it for you. It's a song by the one, the only Miley Cyrus. Let's go, GNO, hoo-hoo. Let's go, GNO, hoo-hoo. Let's go, GNO, let's go. I haven't heard it in a long time, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Anyways.
I totally just showed that I'm wearing shorts. Anyway, no, I thought you were going to do the song. What's it from? All I can think of is Pitch Perfect. But Girls' Night. That's probably not the words.
Is that from Pitch Perfect?
I don't know. I think it's in Pitch Perfect. And the two.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe not. Like I don't know. I'm making stuff up now. Oh, Girls' Night.
What was your thought behind this, Miss Jennifer?
Last weekend, let's recap, was my birthday. Let's talk about it again. No, I'm just kidding. Let's not do that. Last weekend, I had like 2 girls' nights out in a row.
You did?
Maybe 3. It was exhausting, by the way. Actually kind of 3 because I had anyway. But I had so much fun. And like, you know, obviously last year we say we went on a trip for my birthday. This year, not so much planned. And still, I mean, it's not going to top a trip to Europe, but you know, it was still super duper fun. Like I had so much fun. And it was like, so Friday night, so much better. Friday night was you and a friend of yours and me and a friend of mine. And we went to dinner and then we went and saw Drunk Shakespeare, which was pretty fun. And then we
highly recommend going to Drunk Shakespeare.
Oh yeah. It's very intimate. Like
it's a small theater. Yeah.
Very, very small theater. And then it was actually only like half full too, which was great because they interact with you a lot. Anyway,
it was very interactive.
Super fun, not very expensive, good night out. But so we Ubered down there.
And they give you a free shot when you walk in too.
They do give you a free shot.
Which was nice.
It was nice.
That sold me, girl.
And then I went to the bathroom and came back in and was like, hey. They didn't buy it. Anyway, so we had a good time. And then at the end of the performance, they played music and did the speech from Independence Day. So I totally name dropped.
Yeah.
And they were into it because they're theater people. So I was like, I took advantage of that. Anyway.
What if the people are viewing for the first time and they don't know what you're talking about?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, our little jingle at the beginning of our show was written by Mr. David Arnold, who's a composer who wrote the music for the movie Independence Day, among other movies. So when they played that, you know, I was like, oh, and I looked at Abby and go, this is from Independence Day. And I was like, I know the guy who wrote that. Me. Hi.
I saw that coming from a mile away. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you got it, what are the odds?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say it. So anyhow.
You know who I know? Abigail Rivera. She's that bitch.
She is indeed that bitch and will be a bigger bitch.
I know her. I name dropped myself.
But what I was going to say is like, honestly, in a sense, let's not get you too much, is that the ride home in the Uber was like the highlight of the night.
That's always fun.
There's a little clip of it on our Instagram, TikTok, and maybe be Facebook.
Whenever I do girls' night outs with my friend, the Uber there and back. Honestly, I'm not a big.
I don't really recall the Uber there so much. I don't think it was.
It wasn't spectacular, but when it comes to like girls' night out and stuff like that, I know the girlies, and comment below if you agree. The best part is getting ready. Like, I feel like that's like the most fun part is like getting ready, and like getting prepared for the night
You all
out.
call each other. What do you? Because you got to have the same vibe.
You got to
right?
know what your friends are wearing.
You don't want to wear the same thing.
The Uber there, the Uber back. I am not like a club kind of girl. I do want to talk about the last club I went to, and it was a terrible experience. Can I talk about it?
Was it a girls' night out?
Kind of. I mean, I went with my girls, you know what I'm saying? But it was a friend of a friend's like birthday thing. So we went to this club, and I'm not a club girl. Like, I like a fun little bar, you know what I'm saying? Like, but clubs are
where you can talk and hear each other.
Right. I need to be able to hear myself think. So we go there, and it's like the sections are meant for like 10 people. Our party was like 30 people.
Oh, I remember you telling me.
Yeah. So it was kind of crammed. And that would have been fine. That wasn't even the problem. The music was terrible. I didn't know any of the songs. And like the DJ that night was like very like misogynistic. He referred to women as bitches the whole time.
I mean, it's okay when we do it to ourselves.
Right. But he would say like, oh, all the bitches in the room. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And then he also made it very
read the room, sir.
Yeah. And
you probably outnumbered the men, so
he also said something. He said something about which of said bitches he wanted to take home and get P word from. On this, first of all, interrupting the terrible song. Like, at least let me listen to.
Did everybody go?
I don't think anybody was really, because he was doing a lot of talking. He was doing a lot of. I hate when DJs do that, when they do all the talking over the track or whatever.
Maybe he was just trying to get attention or something.
I don't know. It was not a fun night. Sorry, my friends, if you're watching, who I went with.
So I
did not enjoy myself, unfortunately.
So I realized sometimes.
But wait, I did enjoy getting ready for it, and like the pregame before that was fun.
Did you take some? Good pics?
I looked so cute that night. Yeah. So for me, I don't mind if the night isn't super fun. If I had a good time getting ready and getting home. Me and my friends, we love to do carpool karaoke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's so much fun. Unless the Uber, some of the Uber drivers are super boring. And I'm like, literally just play songs I like. Like, what's the problem? I'm literally paying you to drive me. Like, why are you?
Oh, ours was great on the way home. He was so because there was 4 of us, my friend sat in the front seat, right? And so later I was like, oh my gosh, did we annoy the heck out of him? She goes, oh no. Like, he loved it. He was into it. He thought you guys were great because we took over his phone.
Oh, every Uber driver.
What was his name again? Because his name is Abby.
His name was Abiola.
Right. So I was confused because we had a little video, and later it kept pausing because it was his navigation pausing the song. And I said it, and I go, Abby's so popular. I'm like, why am I talking about you? It wasn't even your phone. She goes, Mom, the Uber driver's name was Abby. I'm like, oh, that's right.
We called him that. I don't know if that was his name.
Well, yes.
we
that's what we
gave him that name.
But he was laughing, and we went from Broadway to Bruno Mars to rap. I mean, we were all over the place, and he was just like,
which is like, every time I get into an Uber, I ask them either, can I play music off your phone or can I plug in my phone? And some of my friends, I think I'm like crazy for doing that, but girl, that's what the Uber's for.
I don't really Uber enough to like have any sort of etiquette. What's your score? Because you use my Uber. No, you don't use it anymore.
No, I don't.
But you did. Anyway, I didn't even know it had a score, and we used Kristen's one time, and she goes, all right, y'all behave. Like, don't lower my score. I was like, what score? What are you talking about? She goes, you get a passenger score.
Yeah, well,
I had no idea. So I looked at my score because this one used my Uber more than I did at the time.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
I had a fine score.
Playing music. I think it's just more like if you're rude or like throw up in their car or like.
Yeah, that would definitely be
but.
Or you're too loud.
If
we were being kind of loud. That's why I was
like. If they score you low for fucking singing a song, they need to get a life, literally.
You want to say good morning?
I did.
I mean, do you want to say good morning?
Oh, yes. Jen said hi.
Hey, Jen.
Brittany said it sounds like a lousy night. It was, but it was memorable nonetheless, and that's okay.
And she looked cute.
And I looked so cute. And if I look cute, that's good enough for me, honestly. And good morning, Miss Carter. Hello.
Good morning, Miss. Oh, I was talking about who knows how to do a night out.
Oh, Miss Carter, yeah.
The real Miss Carter knows how to do a night out.
The real Miss Carter.
The real Miss Carter.
Not the fake one.
Not that I ever get invited, but you know.
We did. I'll tell you about it.
Oh, dang. Did we miss it? Or is it coming up?
Yes. No.
Okay. Never mind, I take it back.
Said, I love dressing for a fun night out.
Yeah.
That really is like the icing on the cake for me. Like, it's just getting ready, picking out your outfit.
We had a conversation with Val about like, because she doesn't like to tell her friends what she's wearing because you want to. But you can go with the vibe. Like you can discuss the vibe. Like, are we wearing jeans and t-shirts? Are we wearing Care Bear t-shirts? Or should we not be wearing Care Bear t-shirts?
Yeah,
probably not most times.
Didn't you go out with your friends one time and you guys all dressed like something?
You're gonna have
you wore wigs and stuff.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Okay, girls.
I think I don't even remember which one you're talking about. But there was one night we just wore. Oh, more recently.
It was like a character.
Oh, the Mrs. Roper, the Roper romp.
Sure. Yeah.
For those of you Gen Xers who know Mrs. Roper is from Three's Company, yes, that's a thing on TikTok. You can look it up. And then one of my friends had seen it and she goes, we have to do this. We have to do this. And this is sorry if you're watching, this is my older group of friends where we're all over 50, right? So we got dressed up as Mrs. Roper, and it's great when you do this because even young people like might ask you who you are, but the older people, as soon as you walk in all dressed as Mrs. Roper, like people go wild, like crazy.
I love a good theme.
And they all but it, like they want to buy you drinks, they want to hang out with you. It does not matter that you are 50 and 60-year-old women. They do not care.
So I have a friend.
It's fun.
She every single year for her birthday, I think she does something. It's called a banana bar crawl, and everyone would wear like banana suits.
Oh, that's fun.
Like the Halloween banana suits, and they'll like go out and just go to different bars. And same thing, like people love seeing them come in the room.
It's just funny,
and she does it every single year. It's like a thing that she does. And she like this is my friend. She's so extra, like the most extra person I know. And she will like do photo shoots, like professional photo shoots
with the banana outfit.
Outfit.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah, she's
I love her.
Crazy. She's awesome. But yeah, like that's how like I feel like whenever you're like so like when I used to like go out, right? Like there are girls who go out because they want to get like attention from boys or whatever.
That's part of the road I wanted to go down.
Yeah. But I think I don't know. I always have more fun. Like I remember one time, I've never like gone out looking crazy, but I remember one time I went out with my friends and I did a whole. If you follow me on TikTok, you can see. If you scroll down enough, you'll see that me and my friends were like going out one day. And I wore like a very like kooky outfit. Like I wore like a sparkly orange hat with like an orange like fishnet top, and I wore like boots, and I had all these accessories. I was very much like dressed for the female gaze, and like not gaze like G-A-Y, like G-A-Z-E, like gaze, like you know what I'm saying?
I feel like it could go either way.
It could go either way. But I was definitely dressing for like the female gaze, and like everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you look so cute," blah blah blah. But when I would go out and like whenever I would get more attention from like boys, it was always when I had like little to no makeup and I was wearing like leggings and it like a crop top, like very casual.
Well, what men don't realize is we don't dress for men because men don't care what we're wearing.
Yeah,
they basically want us to be wearing nothing. And not
that
it's
like obviously not that it's bad. I'm just saying that's something I noticed, and now I like go out of my way to dress kookier because I'm like actually I'm not dressing for. I don't want
just for you.
Yeah, I'm dressing for me, and that's all I really have to say about going out is I like to dress up. I do like to drink also sometimes.
Well, I think also too, like as you get older, younger too, I guess. I don't know. But because I work from home, an opportunity to leave my house, I think a lot about what I'm going to wear and how I'm going to look.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm trying to gain any sort of attention from anybody, females, males, whatever. It's like I'm leaving the house and I have clothes that have not been worn. And so I'm gonna think about. So I told her as we were getting ready for Friday night, I had this really planned what I was going to wear like the whole week because I don't get out much. And I realized it was a new like romper type thing, and I realized that it zipped up in the back, and that I could not do it all by myself. And I quickly was like had to veto that because I didn't want to have somebody have to go to the bathroom with me all night long.
To go to the bathroom,
and then think about it too, like a romper, you have to basically get completely undressed when you go. And I was like, you know what, this is really, really cute, but it's not the night for it.
I'm also kind of a grandma when it comes to going out. Like when people say, "Oh, we're gonna leave around 10," I'm like, girl, I want to be like
I
talking
better
about.
be already out.
I want to be already. I want to be like talking about when we're gonna go home at 10:30. So
I better be 3 drinks in.
right. Like I don't like to stay out till 2 a.m. I really do not. I'm a sleepy girl. My bedtime, like latest.
I don't mind that. Even at my age, I don't mind that. If the momentum is there. Does that make sense? Like if I'm just trying to stay out till 2, no. But if it's a good time and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's 2, that happens.
I was friends with some people in college who would like sometimes, and I lived with her too. And sometimes she wouldn't come home till like 6 a.m. I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Good for her. No
That's
shade.
in college. That's I know.
No shade against her, but could literally never be me. Literally never be me. The other night I couldn't sleep, so I stayed up till like 3 a.m. But you know what I was doing? I was taking a bath. I was literally working. I was like, I have nothing better to do, so I started doing work
In the bathtub?
No, after the bath.
After.
That
happens. Everybody has an insomnia night, but going out. Oh, so sorry, let me get back. So we did that, had a blast, had a fun time, right? And then the next day, I had initially planned. I had a friend that was coming from out of state to come for the weekend, and then she couldn't make it. I'd initially planned like a little slumber party, and I've been saying for at least 5 years that I want to have a slumber party. Like I want to just remember what we did before we had money and could drink. Because that was the best time of your life.
Yeah.
When you just hung out with your friends. I'm like, and we didn't have we didn't have devices and stuff. You know, and we're lucky if our parents let us watch the TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, I've been trying to do this. I was going to do it. And then as per usual with me, some things happened. It got canceled. But one of my friends said, well, I'll still come spend the weekend with you. And she said, hi. Hey, Jen, shout out. Thank you. And so she said, and then another one of my friends didn't get the memo that the sleepover was canceled. So she goes, okay, this is what time I'll be at your house. And I was like, no, it got canceled. She's like, no, ma'am, I'm coming over. And so now there's 3 of us, right? So we decided to go out and do karaoke, and we decided to go someplace where we actually wouldn't run into.
Karaoke. Can we stop for a second and talk about how karaoke
But
is my favorite thing to do for girls' night out? Like, if I'm for me to have a good time, like, yeah, I like to dance a little bit, but I don't like to dance with music where I can't even, where my literal brain is shaking in my head, and like all I can do is like I get tired. First of all, there's only so much bumping with it, and if I'm gonna be dancing, I do need a little bevy, like a little drink as like my accessory. I can only do this for so long, so I'm not about to bust down. I'm not about to like twerk in the club.
We need some choreography,
right? Like, yeah. give me some choreo.
I don't know what to do.
I get so like, I don't know. And then also, I do want to talk about this. I just thought about something.
Why you got to point at me like that?
I just thought about something. No. Literally, I also feel like going out in like the 2020s is not what it was like going out maybe like when you were in like your 20s. Like going out now, because everyone has phones. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know how many times I look on Twitter or TikTok and people record other people, like maybe
and they make fun of them or something.
Maybe, yeah. Or even just in general, recording somebody else.
As if you're not self-conscious enough going like, what do I look like dancing or whatnot?
Yeah, there was this one time, and it was a guy who can tell probably doesn't go out much. He's maybe like a little nerdy or whatever, but he was like, looked like he was trying to have a good time, and he was dancing a little awkward, but like that's part of the fun, right? Is to just be like silly and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I remember one time this was in college, I went out to the bars, and I had a boot on my leg because I broke my big toe. And I wasn't even planning on going out that night, but we ended up going out, and I had the best night. I was getting,
because you didn't care.
Because I didn't care. Yeah. And that was right before COVID too.
I think that's
post-COVID going out is not the same either.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I think that's the thing that like men don't understand, because men, I think they have guys' night out, but it's either, going out to meet girls or going out and watching sports. I mean, look, I'm not a man, and I'm sorry if I'm putting you into a stereotype, but I feel like they don't understand the need for girls to spend time with other girls.
My friend told me that her man her man who's not her man, whatever, went on a boys trip. I'm like, what are men doing on a boys trip? Literally what? Well,
no, my ex used to go.
I don't get it.
Well, they all lived in different states, and
I don't get it.
The same thing we do.
I don't get it.
Anyway, listen. So the Uber ride home is what got me hyped and wanted to do karaoke, because we were singing in the car.
Yeah.
So the next night I'm like, I want to do karaoke. So we went to this. Yes, it was a bar, but kind of a out of the way, not on the main, you know what I mean? And we didn't know anybody there, which was nice. And then a fourth friend joined, right? And so now we're just all just being goofy and doing karaoke and having some drinks. Had a blast.
I'm gonna find the video of me with the boot dancing.
Great. Anyway, but the next day, Jen and I were talking about how much fun we had, and then kind of came back to remember when I was supposed to have a sleepover? And it was like, we really could have had a good time. Like we could have done that all at home. Basically.
Yeah.
We have a little karaoke machine here. It's good enough. And we basically, the four of us really only interacted with the four of us.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk to anybody else. So it was like, so then we decided, even though it's called Girls Night Out, we like to trick you with the names. We decided that we would in fact plan for a girls' night in.
Yeah.
So we have, and of course, me, I have 1,000 things I could be doing today, but instead I'm thinking about the girls' night in a month away, but whatever, that's not the point.
Yeah. And I love a good game night or whatever too. Okay. I do want to show this video, but I don't want to show the ending part. Okay.
Wow, so that might be the best part.
I don't want to show that on the internet. Okay. So I guess it was COVID because I have a mask on. Well, it's pulled down. Sorry, cancel me. Okay.
But did you die?
I didn't. So that was me dancing with the boot on. See? And that's where we're gonna cut it. But it was a fun
now
time.
I want to see the ending.
I was just twerking. I just don't want to put that on. I don't want people to see that. But yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I don't know. Show Kristen's comment or show some comments.
You do it.
I'm
click on them.
Just do it. You're better at it.
Taryn said, love karaoke. Yes, I love karaoke. That's my favorite thing to do. Kristen said, love the Care Bear shirt.
I did wear it because I feel like this is my girls' night out. These are me and my girlies having a good time.
I do like
I won't say who's who.
Last year I did a game night here at the house and I invited, I don't know, about 10 girls over and it was fun. I think
the thing about girls' night out or girls' night in is it's limited to so many. You can't, if you start inviting too many people, then it's a party and then it's stressful.
Didn't I talk about floating the river last week and how you can't do that with too many people?
You did. Yeah.
There are a lot of things. I don't need a whole entourage. Why are we traveling with 50 people?
It's too many. It's not intimate then. It's more fun when you got, especially if it's your close friends and you got commonalities. That's just not just your interest, but your stories.
I also think as
you get older, you love to retell the same stories.
They say that there's safety in numbers, but I actually think if you're less people, then that's you don't know where your friend is. Someone gets lost. You know what I'm saying? When you go with a more intimate group of people, then it's okay, I can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. Okay, let's go into the Uber. You know what I'm saying? Or let's go to this place or whatever. I'm
lucky when I'm out because I'm 5'10".
You're easy to find.
I'm easy to find as long as I'm standing up.
One time I went out and this was again back in college. I may have already graduated, but I was still in the college scene or whatever. And we went out and we did karaoke. I think we went out. Oh yeah, we went out for my birthday. That's what it was. And I wanted to do karaoke. There's a place that we would go to every Thursday night. They did karaoke. So we went and I was planning on just kind of staying there the whole time. The drinks were cheap. I like to get up and sing multiple times. And the karaoke guy knew me there. So
was I with you?
No.
Or did you just tell me? Okay, never mind.
And so then I have some friends who they were some complainy ass bitches. They were I want to go to the bar. And they want to go to this terrible bar. They're I want to go. And I was okay, well, we can go somewhere else, but I don't really like that bar. I don't want to go. And these bitches ditched us. And this was not the first time they did it. There was these two girls. It was we were in a group of friends and there was these two girls that we didn't really necessarily go out with often. But every time we did, they found a way to kind of go do their own thing, which isn't wrong, but it's also I don't know. It kind of kills the vibe a little bit. When people kind of go off and do their own thing, it's we came here as a group and I don't know, we're supposed to stick together. We decided we were going to do and I had said, I want to do karaoke all night.
And it's your birthday.
And it was my birthday. And I don't know, it was just weird vibes. And then there was another time where we went out with this, I'm maybe mixing some up. This was a while ago, but this one girl, she drove us all out and she said on the way there, oh, I'm happy I'm driving. I'm kind of a control freak. I just kind of like to be the one to drive or whatever. Well, the rest of us wanted to go. And it was about that time to go too. And we saw her in a bar. She was like, we saw her because we knew she liked the stupid ass bars, the worst bar ever. The bartenders were rude. Anyways,
I feel like this was the same night, but go ahead.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It felt a lot of the college bars felt dirty anyways. But anyways, we see this girl and she's like, we see her look down and see her text messages and ignore us. And we're like, bitch, we can see you. I was like, you're supposed to take us home. Like, we're ready to go. Or like, I don't remember exactly what it was. And she was kind of like, they were like, oh, she lied and said like, okay, I'm leaving now. But we saw her fucking sit down and get another drink. It was crazy. It was crazy. And we ended up, thankfully, another friend of ours like had brought her car that night. And so she just took us home or whatever safely. No one was drunk. Don't worry. But
well, it's nice that there is the Uber.
Right. But you know, we were in college. We don't want to pay for that.
Right. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to pay for it now either. And I'm not in college.
And you know, I don't know. It was just I definitely like learned that like you can't go out like that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And even more recently, in like the past year, I made some plans to go. We were supposed to go to a bar with some friends, and this was the plan the whole time. And she invited her group of friends, and I invited my group of friends. A lot of my group of friends ended up not being able to go, so then it was going to be like smaller, more intimate. I was like, okay, we'll go, whatever. We'll just go, like the 2 or 3 of us or whatever. And then I show up, and it's like, well, actually, I'm doing this. Come to this place. And then I go to this place, and then she goes, actually, I'm over here now. Come over here.
Yeah.
She's having me drive all around, and I was kind of like, it ended up being a fun night. We ended up at like a mutual friend's, like she was having like a little like party at her apartment that
at
night.
The house you ended up in.
We ended up in, but it was a party vibe. Like, well, but people were talking. It wasn't like a, you know what I'm saying? It ended up being a fun night, but like it was frustrating to drive from one place to the other, to the other, to the other. And I was like, girl, can we make a decision? So that's also, yeah, like that you have to test the waters with people and like see if they match your vibe. Because some people, like I said, I personally like to have a more like I don't mind going out and drinking, but I want to like sit down and like kind of chat a little bit, and maybe like I want the option to like maybe dance a little bit or whatever. But like if it's just bumping club, boom, 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 I never enjoy myself.
So I have, and then I mean I think it's just so my friend Jen.
Hold on one second. Brittany said, LOL, Abby, you did that to me once. That's the night I'm talking about, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me. That was not my plan. That is
which one is she talking about? What did she do to you, Brittany?
She was saying the night that I had told her to go somewhere else. She was supposed to go out with us. We were supposed to go to a bar. And then I felt bad because Brittany was like, oh, I'm on my way to the bar. And I was like, well,
and somebody else was telling you.
Someone else was telling me to end up somewhere else. So we ended up being somewhere else. So Brittany, don't blame me. Don't blame me. That was not my fault. But yeah, it like when you have to end up at like different places and.
Yeah, I had this is a long time ago. I had a friend, it was her birthday, and she invited a bunch of people out. And sadly, not me, by the way. It was like a bunch of, I wasn't single at the time, you know. Mm-hmm. And so she invited a bunch of friends out, and they didn't show up for her. It was her birthday. So she called me and she was like, I'm at this bar, downtown Houston. Mm-hmm. And I'm in Katy, and like on my way to go to the movies with my spouse at the time. And I was like, oh, we're just about to walk into a movie. We hadn't bought tickets yet, right? And she's like, oh my God, please, can you guys come? Both of us. So I said, okay. We're dressed to go to the movies. And she's on, if you're in Houston, Washington, like the bars on Washington down, you know.
Which.
Not downtown, but wherever that.
I know whatever what you're talking about. I went there once. It was okay.
I don't know what that area is called, but it's a lot of young people in bars.
If my chest is up against someone else's like body,
yeah, very crowded.
I hate that. Like if I want to be able to 6 feet apart, I want to be able to put my arms out and not have like people near me.
Abby was COVID before it was COVID.
No, literally, I was like 6 feet. Stay back, and not even.
She's got those stickers in her room. If you talk to her, you have to stand as far apart.
Oh my gosh!
If I walk into her room, she's like, "You can stop." She wants me to stand the doorway.
Stand back. I am like that. I'm like, and it's
you
not
come
even
all the way in my room though and start opening drawers and stuff. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
It's not even about like germs. It's like I just don't. Yeah, that's why I don't really like clubs like that, because you're like chest to chest with people, and people are breathing in my face. People are sweaty.
It's a fine line though, because depending on what you're up to that night or what your vibe is. If you walk in and there's like 10 people there, you're like,
oh, then it's
boy, gotta go.
Oh my gosh, there was this place.
Sometimes I love that. Sometimes I don't.
If you're from San Marcos, or
if
like,
I look really cute, I'm like, more people should see tonight because it could not happen again for like 6 months.
It's all about being seen. It's all about being seen. 100%.
By the way, not by any particular sex, just
seen.
just with
I
the
need
look.
to be acknowledged and perceived. No, if you're from Texas or if you went to school at Texas State or you've lived in San Marcos, you know the square. Love the square. That was always fun. But there was this one place called Nephews, and it was always really fun. Like they played like the ratchet music.
It's
Like
such a weird name.
it was fun though. And they had these really cute like little areas for like to take photos and stuff. Like they would do different little sets and you could take photos. It was very cute and very fun.
My veterinarian
But it was
does that.
it was kind of like a joke that like you only go to Nephews after midnight. Like because if you go there anytime before midnight, it was dead. Nobody was there.
Gotcha.
But if you go at like 1 o'clock, it's popping. It's popping. Like you have to wait in a line to get in.
For an hour?
No.
What? Doesn't it close at 2?
Yeah.
I'm not waiting in a line at 1 a.m.
That's the vibes, Mom.
So the party is the line.
Well, yeah, because you know how people like to do those videos where they like bring a camera and they like ask people questions. Like a lot of people do it on like 6th Street in Austin.
Oh.
I don't know. You've probably seen the clips online. That's how the Hawk to a Girl got popular. Like someone, like,
oh, right,
yeah.
Right.
So one guy, this guy was doing a video at the line at Nephews, and this was after I moved away, but I came back to visit or whatever. And the guy was doing it, and I was like, can I be in your video? I love being on camera.
You've been doing that forever. You did that in Venice Beach. You did that, or not Venice Beach, Newport Beach.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, that's a pot. This was a long time ago too. You're like, that's a YouTuber. And you ran up. You're like, can I be in here? And he's like, okay.
Yeah. Any opportunity to be on camera, girl. But I will say, I'm more hesitant these days to be on camera on a night out.
Because you don't know what's gonna.
You don't know what you're gonna say. You don't know what they're gonna ask. You don't know
or how you look.
Oh, I look great.
Well, I think I look great. And then, you know what? Okay, so karaoke. We went and had a good time. We did not take, this is actually a sign of a good time, personally. There's not a single photo from that night.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was honestly shocked. I'm like, we didn't really take any photos together of our out, but we weren't intending to go out. My friend was going to spend the night. We were just going to hang out at the house. So we weren't like dressed all super cute. We just decided to go do karaoke. Did not take a single picture, which is just odd, right? But I haven't called her out yet, but I know for sure one of my friends had her camera out when I was doing karaoke. And here's the thing with that. I think I'm great. And I own the hell out of it when I sing karaoke. I have a good time. I sing to people. I wasn't always like that. I had to build up. I later hear the recording. I am not good. I am not even close to good. And I think like when I'm doing it, I think because I just sort of think I'm good at the time, that people also think I'm good and they get super into it too. And they hype me up like, oh my God, they high five me. That was so good. And then the next day I'm like, who are these people? This is awful. I am awful.
You're not awful.
So anyway, this video. So when I asked the next day, I asked the girls, like, did anybody take any pictures? And they all said no. She said no. I know I saw it.
You saw it.
I saw it. I know things exist. And I'm like, is it that bad that she won't even tell me? She's like, girl, I just deleted them. It's fine. If she's a good friend, that's what it is. Anyway, however, we did decide that we could have done all that in the house. Mm-hmm. And so I'm super actually excited about having a little girls' night in.
Yeah.
With like pajamas. Or
me and
not pajamas,
me and my
but
besties did a slumber party. We called it a princess party slumber party.
That's right.
We did that, and I was like, I want to have a princess party, and so we did. And my friends were so cute. Like they set up this whole like. They bought I think I brought tiaras and we wore tiaras, and then they had like a whole little they bought like fun little snacks and like made little like treat things.
And that is why these girls are invited to my girls' night in.
And then we made friendship bracelets, and it was really fun. It was very
it's nice to hear that because I know that you're not that old, but I really have to sit in thought sometimes and think. You get tired of going to bars or you get tired of going out to eat. Well, I never get tired of going out to eat, but I mean, it does sort of sometimes you ask yourself, I want to do something, but I'm so tired of the same old thing. Yeah. Right. You're like, what on earth did I do before this? Mm-hmm. And so it's not, I'm glad that my little group of friends, yes, we were out, like I said, but I'm glad that they had such a good time as well. We all talked about it. We're like, that was so fun. Because I think you just need to get back to a time when you didn't have stress and worries and all that. And I think it's a good opportunity to get with your friends and act like irresponsible without being irresponsible. I mean, act like all the weight of the world is not on your shoulders.
Yeah.
For a couple hours and just be silly and let loose and all that kind of thing. So it was a lot of fun. And I think that I wanted to see if it's hard with you and I to get different perspectives because you're also my daughter. So I know sometimes, even though our age gap, we sometimes have the same point of view. But do you feel that need to be away from your significant other and just not that you don't love that, but just to be with other people and just kind of have a different experience?
No, I like when my significant other's there.
Okay. Well, that's because you're young and in love. But I have my. I mean,
I don't mind if they're not there, but I can still have a good time without my significant other. But if I had it my way, I'd always have them.
So I'm gonna highlight because Jen, who I have mentioned, was the one that was came over and we ended up going and do karaoke, and she said shenanigans. So that is our joke between ourselves. Shenanigans sounds like we're up to stuff. It's really her and I do nothing. So we always say let's sit together, and she'll be like, shenanigans. There are no shenanigans. We just say
I don't get it.
It's like our joke. We don't really do anything.
Oh.
But shenanigans is supposed to be you're up to no good.
Yeah.
So we were saying shenanigans, and our other friend who joined us was like, oh, I'm so excited. And we're like, oh, we have to break it to you. We don't really do anything. So shenanigans just means we're together and we don't really know what could happen. So there's no plan.
My best friends, they're both Arab and they're both Muslim as well. And so if you're unfamiliar, there's halal and haram. Halal is basically good, pure. Haram is bad, right? And so whenever we're going out, I'm like, oh, we're on our haram shit. We're on
That's right.
So that's our little joke. So that's our version of shenanigans. We're not doing anything bad.
Haram.
But we're on our haram shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. You did tell me that. I forgot that. I want to use that. We have and you started this because last year and Abby, two of my good friends, all went on a little trip together, little girls trip, of which Abby was, the old bossy lady of the four of us.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But so when I don't know, sometime this weekend, I don't even know how it happened, but somebody goes, all right, I'm ready to honk shoe.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else is like, what is that? What is that? I'm like, oh, this is my daughter.
Honk shoe.
And then of course the friend that hadn't heard that was like, oh, I can totally hear that in my head now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was fun. We were driving to Florida, but we stopped in New Orleans. But we didn't get to New Orleans until 11 p.m. I was ready to sleep. I said, I want to lay in bed. I want to honk shoe and rub my feet together. And that's what I did. And y'all went out and had a good time. I'm glad I didn't go out.
We had an interesting time.
But yeah, I'm also not afraid to be that person who's like, I don't want to go. I'm not going. Sorry. Sorry.
Which means she's not sorry. Which you shouldn't be. If you don't want to go, don't go.
Yeah, I don't get FOMO with that kind of thing. If it's something I don't want to do, not an ounce of FOMO in my body. Not one.
Not one.
Have a good time. Bye.
So let's see. Then on Sunday,
I want to give a PSA.
Give a PSA
for the girls going out.
Okay.
When it comes to your drinks, be careful with that, because this girl on TikTok, she did a little experiment with her group of friends. She had pixie sticks and she was putting them in her friends' drinks to show, and she was recording it to show how easy it is. And none of her friends noticed. It was pixie sticks. It wasn't anything. It was her
sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. It was literally her friends. And she was just doing it to show people look how easy it is. And
to put something in your drink.
It was literally just someone that had a little drink and they just turned like that or whatever. So I don't know. And
although the side note to that is if it's your own friend getting close to your drink, you're not paying as much. If it was a random person getting close, you might.
But it happens within friend groups too. That's why I don't really we made a point earlier about how there isn't necessarily safety in numbers, and the more people you have around, now it's not just your close intimate friends. It's your close intimate friends and their friends,
their friends
and their
that
friends,
you don't know,
and their friends and their friends. And it's I don't want to think that my friend of a friend of a friend would do something harmful to me, but I don't know your intentions, weirdo. You know what I'm saying? And so I've seen these things, and it's like a scrunchie, but you can unzip it and open it, and you put it over your drink, and it has a spot for a straw, so that
it covers.
It covers
Oh,
the
gotcha.
top of your drink, and I think we should invest in that.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I do is like I don't have. Can you pass me the water bottle? I'm gonna show kind of what I do. So imagine this is the cup. Like I hold my and I'll put the straw in between my fingers. And that's kind of how I hold my drink. I put my hand over it. I try to.
So somebody can't even walk by. That's your thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just drink them really fast.
That too.
Just kidding.
That too.
Kind of.
But then I'll hold the iced drink because I need something to hold. Like I do need a drink in my hand.
I think that nowadays I don't go to clubs at all. I don't go anywhere where my drink's not legit like this. If I go to the bathroom, I take it with me. Or
you mean in front of you? What do you mean like that?
Like it's directly in front of me, and I'm like this.
Yeah.
Or it's what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and it's not crowded.
I wanted to get that PC.
But that is a good idea. That is a good idea. You got to watch out. And it's not to say that I have experienced before though something in my drink. Mm-hmm. Or pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not a great feel. I mean, luckily nothing really bad happened to me.
Well, and that's again why it's important that you have to test the waters. You can't go out with just anybody, because if you go out with somebody and I know there's a friend of mine, and she's actually one of my really close friends, but she has another friend who I've met a couple times, like her high school friend or whatever. But this friend's a little crazy. Like she does crazy stuff. And oftentimes when they go out, the friend will leave and go home with different people and leave my friend alone. And I don't know, whenever you're drinking, I mean, obviously we're adults, right? So you need to be mindful of how much you're drinking and, who you're around, and you know what I'm saying? And as you get, when I was 21, I definitely didn't have as much self-control as I do now. Now I know okay, it's that time. I should maybe chill out, or I can control it more. But back when I was 21, if one of my friends would have left me stranded and I went past my limit, even though they maybe didn't mean to harm you, but by them kind of not taking care of you, and nobody wants to go out with that friend who's sloppy and she's always and you always have to take care of her,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily want to go out with people like that either, but we all have moments, right, where we're especially I said, when I was in college, I just turned 21. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think you need to be mindful of who you go out with, because if you go out with a friend who will immediately ditch you for somebody, she runs into friends and then, or a guy or something, and then immediately leaves you, that's not good either, because she's leaving you in a vulnerable position.
The thing is you really have to have this conversation and this agreement ahead of time, because that person is also possibly intoxicated and not making the right decisions, right?
Yeah.
I had a friend that...
And if you get in a fight at the club, that's fine. I'm fine with getting a fight with you if that means we're going to be safe and we're going to be together. Be mad at me, yell at me, call me names. If I tell you no, it's time to go, it's time to go. I feel me and my friends, I mean, we're older now. We don't really get like that anymore. But I know for a fact if we did that, we would maybe be mad in the moment, and then we wake up and be thanks, girl, for getting me home. Because I was crazy.
Right. Well, I had one friend that when we were... it would just be her and I, right? And it's also easier to have the rules when it's just you and I.
Right.
You're not leaving me by myself.
Yeah.
Or I'm not letting you drive, or this and that. Once you get into 4 and 5 girls and one person goes, I'm fine, I'm going to drive, I'm guilty of doing it, and I'm guilty of letting somebody go, okay.
Yeah.
You got it. But when it was just 2 of us, and we still laugh about it to this day. She's a very pretty girl and she gets hit on a lot. And there'd be guys he's oh, can I take you home? I'm not tonight, sir. Why don't you guys exchange numbers and talk tomorrow? Yeah. And he would be oh, you want to go do something? And she's okay. And I'm nope.
Yeah.
And this guy he called me a bitch. He goes, you're kind of a bitch. I said, listen, she came with me. She's leaving with me. What she does after that, what she does tomorrow, all that, none of my business.
Yeah.
She came here with me. She's leaving with me.
And if she invites you to her house
if she invites you over, whatever you do after that is not my concern. But I will be getting her back to her house where we met up.
Where I know that she'll be safe.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And so, but just like you said, the next day she's oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just going to be our rule. We come together, we leave together, period. And then same thing. She would say the same thing. No, we're going back to the starting point together.
Yeah.
Don't care what happens after that.
Yeah.
Or the next day.
Or And so,
Although this is the same friend that I had to have her share location because she was, yeah.
the same friend of a friend that I said that like will like leave or whatever. She's also the type of girl, because there are people that will like talk to people to get like in a VIP section or to get like tickets to something or whatever. She's the type of girl who will get herself in. She'll talk to somebody and be like, oh, well, I got a spot in VIP over there. And then won't, for me personally, if I got some sort of perk, I'd be like, well, can all my girls come? Because if they can't,
not going in there unless they can all
which
go.
I also think is shady. If you're the type, and I'm not the type of person to try to finesse any of that. I don't talk to people when I go out. But like, if you're that type of friend that's like, you know, you finesse and you know how to talk to people to get things
for everybody.
If you can get free drinks for yourself, get a free drink for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done that before. Like, if someone comes and buy me a drink, I'll be like, okay, well, we both want blah blah blah.
My friend does that too. She'll go, but my friend over there, this is what she drinks.
Right.
But also the other thing too is, for me, like if I'm going out, like if we're going out to hang out together and you start talking to boys or something else, this girls' night out.
Yeah.
No boys allowed. I don't want them coming over to our table. I don't want them talking to us. You know, if you on the slide, want to go get a number or something. I am the only single person of all of my friends. So I don't know what I'm talking about. This is me looking back at other times, when I was younger, right? But it would make me mad. I'm like, this is my night with my friend. I don't want to deal with that. That's a different kind of night.
Yeah.
You know? And so I don't like that. That's why when I said I have my Mrs. Roper friends, they're all married. I don't hang out with them as much as just because I'm not. And they do spend a lot of time with their families, you know? But that was fun. And it was an opportunity for them to be with their girls. And I got to be with them, you know, but with them, I don't ever have to worry that it's going to be anything but just girls having girl fun.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember one time me and my friend.
And now all my other friends are also cuffed up or linked up. What do you call it these days? I don't know. They're all in relationships. I'm the only, you know.
One time I went out with my friend and we were at Nephew's actually. And these guys came up and started talking to us or whatever. And we were just like talking. It was not flirtatious whatsoever, but we were just kind of like talking to them or whatever. And we needed a ride home. So they paid for an Uber to take us home or whatever. And then once they like.
But then they knew your address.
Well,
sorry.
It wasn't my house. Anyways, so they like, I don't remember if they drove us or I think they Ubered us. But they were in the car with us. They thought they were going to like hang out with us. And so we got to the door. We're like, thank you so much for the Uber. Goodbye now. And then they left. This was back in my college crazy days. I'm not like that anymore. But
well,
I did use those men for a free ride home.
This past so Friday we went out. So Saturday I went out and I just, first of all, I'm not the one to drink several days in a row.
Oh yeah.
And this is what I did.
I can't even drink several like I can't even drink weekends in a row.
I can't. Right? You need a recovery.
I need like a month before I even think about a beverage again.
And even when we go to Florida and stuff, I can't do day drinking and the night drinking.
Oh, no. Yeah.
My friends they can drink on the beach and then later go out.
Oh no.
First of all, I don't even like to drink during the day at all, really. But if I do that, I'm night cha-cha by 6:30. Like,
Yeah.
Bye. I'm not going out. I tried it once. It didn't go well. Even when I went to Jamaica with a bunch of friends, we drank all day by the pool. All of us, this is the Mrs. Roper crowd. We're all in bed, 7 p.m. done, right? And the one night we wanted to do night activities, like I don't know about anybody else, but I did not drink at all during the day, so I could make it, so I
Later
could
in the
be
day.
awake, right? So Saturday night we're out and everything, and we Ubered because we're responsible, and we're only like I don't know 4 or 5 miles from here.
Mm-hmm.
But and so my other friend who had showed up, she didn't drink, and so she lives like 20 minutes away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting there, and I just hit a point where I was done. I'm done. Not like crazy, just tired, ready to be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I go out, and so my friend Jen calls the Uber. And the Uber is going to be like 25, 30 minutes for 5 miles away. And so my other friend who lives 20 minutes away is like, just come and spend the night at my house. We have an extra room. And I was like, this because I don't really want to go 20 minutes in the opposite direction, but I also didn't want to wait. Like,
Also, that happened one time where I went out and we Ubered there and we were going to Uber back, but it started raining really, really bad, like hard. Like, and the Uber for like a 15-minute ride was $80. And the person, me and the person I was with were like, we don't want to spend that. Like, even if we split it, $40 is insane each. Like,
oh yeah. And it was $25 in 25 minutes or so. All of it was like,
yeah. And so again, it kind of ended up that like we ran into somebody we knew who drove there and she drove us home. It was like, it all worked out. Like, I don't know. I feel like things work out. However, now that I'm more mature and I'm more of an adult now, like I would have paid the $80. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would, even then I would have done it because I needed to get home. But like, I'm glad I didn't have to.
I desperately just wanted to go to sleep. So I like fell asleep in her car because I said she lived 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
The best part for me is then she tells her husband, she gets her husband, tells him to carry me into the house. Don't wake her up. I can hear all this, by the way. I'm like, I did fall asleep, but when the car stopped, I woke up. But she says, pick her up and carry her in the house. I was like, whoa. Somebody goes, I don't know who said that. It's like, she probably only weighs like 120. I said, well, do not pick me up. And I'm so far from 120. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Anyway, it's time for Am I the Asshole?
Yes. Okay.
It's back by popular demand by Brittany.
Thanks, Brittany. Love you. Okay. So this one says, am I the asshole for telling my pregnant friend she can't control my restaurant order? I just picked this out. I have not read it. So I don't know what's in store. Hello, everyone. This isn't as explosive as the other posts on this page, but I'd love your opinion nonetheless. I, 30 male, went to dinner with some friends, 31 female, of which is 8 months pregnant. While discussing the menu, she mentioned that she was having a craving for a particular dish that she was not allowed to have due to pregnancy restrictions. I mentioned that the dish looked delicious, but was immediately told by my pregnant friend that it'd be very rude to order it now that I know she was unable to do so. I am not pregnant. I had no say in whether or not she decided to become pregnant. I get having solidarity amongst friends, but in my opinion, controlling what others want to order at the table because you are unable to do so is not normal. This prompted a discussion at the table where most said this was a societal norm. Any thoughts you may have would be appreciated. Update 1. Hey, because they provided 2 updates for us. Oh. Hey, everyone. I really appreciate the responses. I just want to add that while I disagreed with her approach, this dinner was for someone else's birthday. I did not order the dish and went with the second option, so I didn't ruin the night for the person we were there for. Update 2. I can definitely see how I left a lot open to interpretation, so I'd like to clarify a couple of things. If my friend had asked me not to order a dish as a friendly favor, I would have happily obliged. However, in this case, she demanded that I refrain from ordering the dish when she stated it was rude to do so. We were at a steak and seafood restaurant, and the dish in question was an ahi poke bowl. I figured it was raw fish.
I figured too. Or sushi.
Yeah. Many have asked if alcohol was served. Yes, it was, and she did not have a problem with anyone ordering a drink. No, I don't think they're the asshole.
No.
Because you have a craving and you can't, like, sorry, like, I don't know.
I understand. And I'm only going to say this.
Obviously, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes around.
Right.
You like, there are certain, like, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes around it. Like, I'm not that I smoke cigarettes, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a person who smokes cigarettes and I know my friend's pregnant, obviously I'm not going to smoke cigarettes around
If it was
them.
a craving is one thing. If it was the other way, like, for whatever reason, I know why, but when I was early on in my pregnancy, my grandmother, I don't know what she did, but she was making fried eggs. I don't know if she burnt. I don't know what happened, but the smell of it turned me off to eggs throughout my entire pregnancy and a little bit after. And I love eggs now, and I loved them before.
Yeah.
Literally, if I would see or smell anything to do with eggs, I didn't feel good. So it's one thing if it's the opposite. Like, please don't order that because it's going to make me feel nauseous. Right. I don't know why.
Or even if you have a friend that's like allergic to peanuts or something, I'm not going to order something where like, and they like the fumes or whatever can like make them happy.
Yeah. So we have a friend.
But you're just craving something. First of all,
we have a friend who's allergic to shellfish.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of forget that because I don't know how bad it is really, but we all go to dinner together and it seems to be okay if we order crawfish or whatever, just as long as
she doesn't eat it
or touch it or what. I'm not really sure what the limitations are, but she doesn't seem to care if it's there.
Yeah.
Just, she needs to know to not eat, if it's there.
But no, I don't think this person is the asshole. I mean,
I think that
especially for
if
the
it
fact,
was my friend-
especially let me finish. Especially the fact that like they didn't end up ordering it. You know what I'm saying? They did like to save, but the fact that she was like, well, you can't order that. It'd be like I don't know. It is.
I guess it depends on how close you are. I think like if you're close friends, you might say something like that would be really messed up knowing I want it.
But here's the
But
thing.
I mean,
Also,
you should know that person enough to,
if I'm on a diet and I'm not eating sweets and I'm out to dinner with a friend and they want to order a cake, so like a dessert or whatever, I'm not going to tell my friend no because I'm craving a cake. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But like I said, I think if you're close enough, you wouldn't do it. Doesn't make you a jerk to do it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm with you and you're on a diet, I'm not going to eat a piece of cheesecake in front of you or whatever. If I'm home and I'm eating it and you walk in, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But you said they're not the asshole.
I don't think so. I think that, like I said, I'm not going to do it because I love you and I wouldn't want to do that in front of you.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes me an asshole if I do, though.
Yeah.
That's your restriction.
I agree. So we've deduced not the asshole. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, we're at. I think
ask your friends to like and subscribe.
Ask your friends to like and subscribe. I think when I checked, we were at like 126 or something.
I thought it was 127.
Okay,
we lost a few because I'm a jerk. I don't know if it's because of me. I just made it my problem.
And follow us on all platforms at Journeys Ambitions. Remember, you are listening to us via LV with Val Radio.
We got a new thing.
Peace and blessings. Bye.
Bye.